sleeping haze. Street lights blur across the rain, salt air rushing through the frame. Windows covered in the mist, like a scene I almost miss. Empty signals far offshore. Footsteps fading from before. Midnight currents pull me wide, far beyond the turning tide. Slow collisions in the dark. Flickering shadows leave their mark. Midnight ocean glow tonight. Cold blue colors melt together. Broken moonlight on the tide. Floating far from where I started. Midnight ocean glow again. Low waves circling through the silence. Distant outlines come and go. Somewhere in the undertow. Black skies hanging over glass. Moments disappearing fast. Silver reflections sink and fade. Ghosts like patterns on the grave. Cold horizons drift afar. Tiny lights beyond the dark. Ocean breathing underneath, like a secret lost at sea. Quiet echoes moving slow. Drifting deeper through the cold. Midnight ocean glow tonight. Cold blue colors melt together. Broken moonlight on the tide. Floating far from where I started. Midnight ocean glow again. Low waves circling through the silence. Distant outlines come and go. Somewhere in the undertow. Long shadows across the phone. No clear place to call my own. Only silver moving lines crossing through the edge of time. Midnight ocean glow tonight. Blurred horizons fade forever after all the distant lights. Only shadows move together. Midnight ocean glow again. Cold wind drifting through the silence. Dark reflections rising slow. Somewhere in the undertow, fading into blue. Nothing staying true. Night dissolves below. Inside the afterglow. Silver water turning slowly. Cold moon hanging through the smoke. Far off shadows drift like silence. Nothing moves but the undertow. traces leave their marks. Slow motion, drifting far. Weightless shadows through the dark. Silver tides motion tonight. Blurred moon breaking on the waterline. Cold reflections come and go, lost inside the undertow. Silver tides motion again. Dark waves rolling without end. Half awake inside the blue. Nothing here feels fully true. Fading outlines near the shore, shapes I almost knew before. Midnight air across my face, like a dream without a place. Low clouds moving through the haze, night suspended in the gray. Ocean breathing deep and slow, pulling farther as I flow. Quiet circles through the sea, fragments falling out of reach. Silver tides motion tonight. Blurred moon breaking on the waterline. Cold reflections come and go, lost inside the undertow. Silver tides motion again. Dark waves rolling without end. Half awake inside the blue. Nothing here feels fully true. Long shadows across the foam, drifting farther from the known. Only distant silver light floating through the endless night. Silver tides motion tonight. Black skies melting into white. After all the lights grow dim, only echoes still remain. Silver tides motion again. Cold winds circling through the end. Dark horizons moving slow, deep beneath the afterglow. Silver tides motion, night keeps flowing, lost inside the blue, like a fading view. Dim lights fading through the water, cold air floating past the moon. Clouded visions move in silence, slowly drifting through the blue. Blood reflections on the rain, empty streets without a name, glassy shadows pass me by like forgotten satellites. Soft horizons bend and sway, night dissolves into the gray, restless currents pull me deep into places half asleep.
Weightless motion, moving slow, fading farther down below.
Drifting through blue tonight, silver haze across my eyes, cold moon burning through the tide, like a dream that won't unwind. Drifting through blue again, dark waves circling in my head, distant outlines fade from view, lost inside the endless blue. Lake clouds hanging over glass, silent moments drifting past, ocean air and hollow sky, ghost-like colors in the night, low tide pulling at the shore, shapes I don't remember anymore. Midnight breathing soft and slow, pulling deeper as I flow.
Quiet echoes move like smoke, half-lit visions disappear slow.
Drifting through blue tonight, silver haze across my eyes, cold moon burning through the tide, like a dream that won't unwind. Drifting through blue again, dark waves circling in my head, distant outlines fade from view, lost inside the endless blue. Long shadows across the foam, no clear signal leading home, only distant silver light crossing through the silent night. Drifting through blue tonight, black skies melting into
Ties beneath the glow.
Nowhere left to go. Faint lights fading through the rainfall. Cold smoke drifting past the sea. Silent hours moving slowly. Something keeps returning to me. Dark reflections on the glass, shadows slipping Long nights melting into blue. Nothing feels completely true. Only silver through the haze, crossing through these endless ways. Echoes after midnight rise, cold reflections in my eyes. After all the lights grow dim, still the silence pulls me in. Echoes after midnight fade, lost inside the rolling grave. Dark horizons moving slow, deep within the undertow. Night keeps breathing low. Silver currents flow, shadows drift below. Where lost echoes go. drifting over glass. Silent shadows slowly pass. Ocean breathing calm and deep through the spaces in my sleep. Empty Empty distance fills the air, fading traces everywhere. Midnight colors turn to blue. Nothing here feels fully true. Quiet motion pull me slow, farther through the afterglow. Moonwater reflections shine, broken silver through the tide. Dark waves rolling through my mind, like a dream I left behind. Moonwater reflections glow, cold winds drifting soft and low, lost beneath the fading night, floating through the distant light. Long nights covered in the mist, pieces of a world I missed. Only silver lines remain, crossing through the falling rain.
Moonwater reflections rise, cold blue shadows fill the sky. After all the stars grow dim, still the silence pulls me in.
Moonwater reflections fade, lost within the rolling gray. Dark horizons moving slow, deep inside the undertow.
Silver drifting slow, night beneath the glow, waves that never end, pull me back again.
Low light falling through the silence, cold air drifting through the gray. Everything begins dissolving, like a memory fading away. Blurred reflections on the floor, faint outlines beside the door. Slow horizons lose their shape, moments slipping out of frame. Quiet motion through the dark, fading traces leave their marks. Night suspended, cold and still, empty spaces standing still. Soft shadows
Disappear.
weightless silence drawing near. Echofade tonight, silver air and distant lights. Dark reflections drift away through the slowly falling gray. up the glow. Silent currents move below, shifting outlines bend and sway like they never meant to stay. Low vibrations through the haze, time dissolving into space. Ocean breathing soft and slow, pulling deeper down below. Quiet circles drift apart, fading signals through the dark. Echofade tonight, silver air and distant light. Dark reflections drift away through the slowly falling gray. Echofade again, cold wind circling without end, floating farther out of view, lost inside the fading blue. Long nights melting into smoke, pieces vanish line by line. Only distant silver tone crossing through the edge of time.
Echo fade tonight, black skies covering the light. After all the stars dissolve, silence still evolves.
Echofade again, cold air drifting through the end, dark horizon sinking low, where the final echoes go. Slowly disappear, nothing left to hear. Fading into gray, drifting far away. Cold light hanging in the silence, slow haze falling through the room. Everything feels disconnected, like a signal fading soon. Blurred outlines against the glass, moments breaking as they pass. Quiet currents through the air, empty shadows everywhere. Late night colors drift and bend, shapes dissolve and form again. Static breathing through the blue, nothing here feels fully true. Slow fading, weightless stay, lost somewhere inside the grave. Stillphase tonight, cold reflections in my eyes, dark horizons moving slow through the spaces down below. Stillphase again, silver air without an end, floating farther into blue. face tonight. Cold reflections in my eyes. Dark horizons moving slow through the spaces down below. Still face again. Silver air without an end. Floating farther into blue. Like a world I never knew. Long nights caught between the tides. Pieces scattered out of sight. Only distant fading lights crossing through the quiet sky. Still face tonight. Black skies covered up the light. After all the stars dissolve, silence still evolves. Still phase again. Cold winds moving through the air. Dark reflections fade below. Somewhere only shadows know. Stillness in the blue. Nothing shines.